Hey everybody, it is 521 week number 6. Let's jump right into things. Apologies in advance. I just got a cold. I blame my kids for giving me the cold. Um, so let's start off with we'll ramp our way from like less exciting to more exciting stuff. You can continue reading chapters 13 and 14 of Dell. The discussion board is around the theme. There is a PDF around school based strategies for narrowing the achievement gap, and you're going to just share two of the strategies and discuss one of them that might be able to help. Um, so that's the discussion board. The topic this week is around closing the achievement gap, and this is one of those where I think two parts to this that are opposing can both be true. So, yes, there is an achievement gap that we need to close, and this is often a thing that is talked about as though there is a deficit that is imagined, that students aren't meeting a need that is completely arbitrary. Now, these standards are standards that schools are judged on, that we as educators are judged on. So they're very real in that sense, and the whole idea that you're this many years old, so you should be at this level developmentally, um, both is good that we're pushing students to that and is super unhelpful because, as it turns out, students are made of humans, and humans are jagged and they don't develop at the same pace, at the same way, and their lives are big and messy and are full of all the things. And so I think keeping that in mind, like, yes, we can hold everyone to a high standard. Yes, we can really dig into data and see that there's students that we can bring up a bit with some kind of targeted focus, and bring them up implies that they're below where they need to be. Um, and in some ways they might be, and in other ways it might be just a completely arbitrary bar that we set, and that student, for many reasons, might not be able to be there. And so I think looking at students of like, this kid is at grade level, this kid is below grade level, really kind of minimizes students in a way that in some ways kind of dehumanizes them. And so like when we look at data, that can be helpful, but when we look at being their classroom teacher, that's often not helpful. So I think being able to hold both of those at the same time, know that they both can be true, is really important. And so I challenge you to think about that as we look at um, the discussion board, the PDF you're going to be reading, how that fits in with the reading, and just kind of the overall topic of week 6. So your assignment is a survey. You're going to be using Google Forms as a state of equity survey. So it's a really straightforward assignment. You're going to create a Google Form survey. You're going to deploy the survey, and then you're going to write a reflection about it, about the developing part and about the administering part. Challenges, what you do differently is basically what the reflection is, and then you're going to give me a link to the survey, screenshot of the survey, and your reflection. All that gets uploaded into Canvas by the end of week 6. So um, you are given directions in the Google Doc for the assignment to use your Concordia University Google account. Make sure that when you share that with colleagues, whether they're teachers, staff, or admin, that you've tested it on a personal account and then it's available for them. You don't want to email everybody out of the blue and then get 20 emails of, oh, it's limited to the domain. You need to make sure that anyone with any address can do that. Also, be sure that it's not collecting their username or their email address. These need to be anonymous. So that is that. Hopefully you learned a lot in 501 about Google Forms. You can add some photos to it, link to videos. Depending on how fancy you want to be, you can have multiple sections and go to section based on answer for multiple choice. So if you had questions just for administrators, one of the first ones might be, radio button, I'm an administrator, and that jumped to section 3 just for administrators. You don't have to, but if you've not played with sections and go to section based on answer with multiple choice questions, this would be a good kind of growth point for you. So that is all for this week. If you are stuck with what to ask, I encourage you to write out a draft, share it with ChatGPT, give it an explanation of what the assignment is, ask for feedback, and then you're off to the races. So that's all for week 6. Reach out as you have any questions.